Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone. Before we begin our discussion, shall we introduce ourselves? All right. Okay, I'll start. My name is Nur Nadira binti Muhammad Yusri and my metric number is 210552.
Assalamualaikum, and my name is Muhammad Imran bin Abdul Salam and my metric number is 210498.
Hi everyone, my name is Arinraj Ramesh. My metric number is 210570.
Hi everyone, my name is Andrizi and my matrix number is 211154.
Hello everyone, my name is Yogeshwari Velugopal. My matrix number is 211158.
Okay, so since everyone have introduced each other, so now we will begin our discussion, shall we?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Okay, so our today's discussion is current recycling efforts are ineffective in reducing waste and material consumption. So we all know that recycling is a form of waste management that involves converting waste and other used materials into reusable products. However, not everyone is aware of these unproductive recycling efforts, and somehow recycling causes some kind of environmental impact. So as you can see, according to the National Solid Waste Management Department, paper and plastic materials, they constitute the bulk of waste sent to the landfills, and most Malaysians are unaware of the high commodity value of rubbish they generate. And even though there were campaigns being done by the government to encourage, but most of them ignore this initial recycling. Also, the medical waste contributed to the spike in solid waste disposal after the COVID-19 pandemic started in March 2020 due to the widespread use of face masks and self-test kits that are disposed of as domestic waste and not as clinical waste. Also, the destruction caused by the massive floods that hit 6 states at the end of December 2021 also led to the generation of about 82,850 tons of solid waste. So, Arvin, what is your view on this issue?
Okay, on my view of the issue, I actually agree with you that recycling is it's a matter of ineffectiveness. So on my view, I would say that it is ineffective because the current recycling cost is high. But since the cost is very high, the cost of making a new product from scratch is cheaper. So people usually resort to fabricating new products rather than recycling old products and obtaining the raw materials. So that's from me. How about you, Imran?
I'm totally agree with you, Arvin, because from my perspective of view, our current recycling efforts are effective in reducing waste and material consumption. The reason why I'm saying that because recycle bin are not used widely in the area that produce a lot of garbage. From my observation at my hometown, we always have a small market at the Friday morning beside the road. I can see there's no any recycle bin provide at the market. Moreover, this area I use the most plastic material. I think that's all from me. What about you, Angie?
Imran, may I interrupt?
All right. Yes.
Just need to clarify, do you mean that in your hometown, they like to throw this recycled materials into the rubbish bin instead of the recycled bins? Am I right?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I see. Thank you.
I would like to add my point here. As everyone knows, only a few materials can be recycled and some cannot be recycled. Paper, batteries, plastics, and glass recycling items, which is also includes understanding where to recycle and what to recycle. Here are some tips to recycle more efficiently and effectively. Make sure the recycling items are clean. One single dirty product can lead to contamination of an entire bin. It may eventually result in recycling materials being redirected to a landfill. So when we go shopping, look for things made from recycled items. We have to consider and considering the decreasing our waste, using products in innovative ways before recycling. That's my point.
From my point of view, I got like the different point from your guys, and I found that the recycling efforts, why it is effective, because I think that some of the materials like the plastic, although we all know that it can be recycled, and we know that the importance of recycled plastic and also the paper, but like the plastic is the material, like it can only be recycled like a few times or once time, because when we take the plastic to be recycled, and it will become a low quality plastic, and it cannot be recycled again. So why I think that the recycling effort is ineffective in reducing the waste and material consumption, because when it become a low quality plastic, it cannot be used again and just can be end up in a landfill. That's from my point. And anyone want to add anything?
I agree with you, Angie. In fact, there's also this failure that happens in this recycling through this technology innovation. So first of all is the information asymmetries, which is actually related to the waste quality. So the potentially affected waste stream will be the construction and demolition waste. So when there's the presence of contaminants in used waste oils or structural strength of scrap, mix of plastic in given bundle, these attributes actually cause the reduction of this material's value to the consumers. More drastically, the presence of the hazardous substances will change the potential of the material. So mostly people will not buy this recycled materials and prefer to buy the new materials. What do you think, Arvin?
I would like to actually what you're saying does make sense, that recycling reduces the quality. But however, I would like to make a point regarding Imran's point before this, which is about people throwing recyclable rubbish into the normal garbage bin. Okay, so that is a matter of consumer awareness. So recycling efforts in the current scenario only focus on telling everyone that recycling is something which is there. It doesn't go in depth and educate people on what recycling is. So maybe to create more awareness, we can set up campaigns or other stuff which actually educate people on how to recycle. And as what Yogeshwari was telling just now, the contaminants in recyclable rubbish does makes it impossible to recycle something. It contaminates the whole lot of rubbish. So people need to get awareness about all of this. So this brings me to my point of poor awareness among the public on recycling. So how about others? Do you all have any other points related to this?
Arvin, could you explain more about it, please?
Okay, so what I was trying to say is actually consumer awareness. Consumer awareness in recycling. Firstly, many people do not know how to dispose recyclable products, such as choosing the colored bins to throw their rubbish. And the second one is not contaminating the recyclable products when they throw it away. Am I clearer?
Oh, I see. Yes, you're good. Yeah.
I would like
Angie,
to
do you have anything? Oh, your guest. You can proceed. Don't worry.
um, I had like to say something here. Recycling is beneficial to the environment, as we all know. We can conserve natural resources that use for recycling and save energy instead of using energy to recycle the waste. Why do not we convert the waste into energy, right? So, for example, in Sweden, they separate their waste into different colored bags depending on the type of waste, and the recycling plant separate it into recyclable and non-recyclable non-recyclable elements. So these recycling items follow the normal process that converts them into new materials. So besides the waste that cannot be recycled, is burned in plants that transform their combustion into energy. So this process is known as waste to energy, which provides electricity for more than 2 million homes in the countries. So yeah, that's my point.
May I interrupt for a moment?
Yes.
From my point of view, I also found that some of the thing can be recycled, but when it comes to be recycled, like the paper, the virgin paper, like the original paper, it need to like 24,000 gallons of water per ton to create. That's mean we need to remove the ink or the like to make the paper to become white. And when come to the recycled paper, it still need the 12,000 gallons of water per ton to remove the ink from the paper. So I think that why the recycling effort is ineffective, because this show that it also produce like it also not really reduce the material consumption, because it also use a lot of water to recycle the paper.
I completely agree with you, Angie. And adding to your point, such as inks on paper, certain products are not designed properly and meant for recycling. So to such as composite products. So it's a tough process to separate the composite products into raw materials. So maybe the producers can start thinking on how their products can be recycled. So I think that's my point on your opinion.
Yeah, I also think like that, and we need to like from avoid the waste, and we need to reduce the waste and also the material consumption from the first place, which produce the product that cannot be recycled, and not try to recycle the thing that already be produced. So this can really like can make sure the waste can be reduced.
Okay.
Imran, do you have any point or view on me?
Okay, just to interrupt, I think we only have another 2 or 3 minutes. Anyway, Imran, carry on. After that, I think we can start concluding.
I want to ask something about recycle plastic more than one time only. About the plastic that we recycle more than one time, the quality of the plastic will be reduced, right?
Yes.
When the wait a minute. When the plastic quality is reduced, what we can do to avoid to use what we can do about the plastic that have a low quality? Do you have any
Like
answer
I
for
have
it?
mentioned before, the like when the plastic has been recycled before, and the polymer in the plastic will be like trans, and it will not like the plastic before, so it is not suitable for us to use it again, so it can just end up into the landfill and cannot be used, and it become a waste. So what I think is it is important to avoid from producing more plastic than recycle the plastic. Do you know what I mean? And
Thank you for your explanation.
Okay, so can someone, I think it's time for the conclusion. So can someone recap the important points in our discussion? Okay, so maybe I'll go for it lah. So
Yes.
firstly, the resources needed for recycling is too much, which makes recycling a waste. And from our point of view, recycling is good, but it's better to reduce the consumption. And then we need consumer awareness in terms of contaminants and many other stuff, and a few more important points. So is that it, or is there anything you all want to add?
no,
Okay, so I personally agree that recycling is not effective enough. How about you guys?
I also agree with that.
I agree with you.
I do agree with you too, Arvin.
Okay, so therefore we've all decided that recycling is ineffective in reducing waste and material consumption. So that's our point of view, and maybe we, as a community, we can work together to overcome this problem. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.